Yeah, this is the monster I know. This is who I grew up with. This is what he looked like, just a little bit shorter hair. And no life in his eyes. You can tell there's nothing behind his eyes. There's no soul, not a care, only for self. I dealt with mental, physical, psychological, every abuse that an adult can put on a child, I dealt with from him alone. And it's almost like I can see the proudness kind of, he's proud of what he did almost. I can almost see that look in his eyes he used to get when he would come into my room. It's just disgusting. Just trash, garbage of the earth.
What was your reaction when I reached out to you?
My reaction when you reached out was, why didn't this happen sooner? You know, maybe 3 people would have been saved. I believe that everybody that came in contact with him knew that he was about control. He's just an evil person. He's the devil. I have so many mixed feelings about this picture. This was the building we lived in. My life before Robert, I would say, was a regular textbook family. All 3 of us, me, my mom, and my sister, were always super close. I was old enough to understand that my dad, who was in the Air Force, was out of the country, and he had been gone for a while, and she was lonely. I'm sure she was lonely until Robert came in the picture and things took a big, big turn. This is a picture of my mom and Robert soon after they started dating. My mom met him. She went out with one of our neighbors to the local officers club, the NCO club on base. When I found this picture, even my mom doesn't look happy in this picture. I feel during the time my dad was gone, my mom really didn't know what to do. This was her first time with 2 little kids on her own. And I think that she just thought it'd be easier if she had somebody else to help her with everything. The first time I met Robert, I was 7, getting ready to have my 8th birthday. It was kind of exciting at first. This was the Robert that we had in his off time, when he wasn't thinking he was playing G.I. Joe, Rambo in the Air Force. He worked in the military police. He was a big guy. He always seemed so big to me. And he always had his camis on and his camouflage hat with a beer and a koozie. That was his outside of work uniform, always. We initially thought it was a cool idea if he would have really been that way, you know? I'd say that wore off within the first 6 months. I would say their relationship moved rather quickly. He would just come on the weekends or, you know, a couple days. But when he started being there all the time, it was so overwhelming for me. So overwhelming. He had set up a target in our basement, and he would shoot our Barbies that we no longer played with, or dolls we didn't play with anymore. He had a blast doing that, which I thought was very, very weird. In our basement, he had a seat on the couch that was just where he sat. We had a coffee table that all his guns and all his cleaning products to clean them were always right there. He didn't need to have guns. And I think that was his backbone. It was more of him showing the power behind them and what he had, honestly. I had never been around that, so it was kind of scary to me. One day, I come in, open the door, drop my stuff, and run to the bathroom. And right before I could pull my pants down, the shower curtain flies open. And he's standing there with a gas mask and a machete. He thought it was the funniest thing that I peed my pants. I felt like I was on eggshells all the time. I didn't know what was gonna happen. He just kind of took over, and my mom let him. Like, I guess the man's supposed to control the house, so that's how she felt about it. I just wanted to not worry and not be anxious all the time and just be a kid. I just did not trust him. You know, I was always waiting for something to happen, and I guess now we really have to follow his rules. Whenever we asked for something, he would have us drop and do push-ups for whatever we wanted. You want to go roller skating? 30 push-ups. You know, it started being whatever we asked, we had to do push-ups. So, yeah, I quit asking for anything. I mean, because there would be any time he would just be like, give me 20 push-ups, or, you know, just sitting there, and he'd tell us to count them off. It was all him establishing dominance over me. He was taking control and seeing what he could get away with. Robert, along with many other things, implemented that I wash dishes now. I was 8 years old, couldn't even reach in the sink yet. And there was a time where I had did the dishes the night before, and Robert came and woke me up from bed. It wasn't time to get up for school yet. He pointed out a plate that still had crusty stuff on it and told me that I was to hold the plate to the wall with my nose until he told me I was done. He told me if I dropped that plate, I would pay for it. The whole time I'm just sitting there thinking like, what's next? And just trying not to cry because there was nothing I could do about it. Absolutely nothing. It was my life. I'm just thinking like, what is the point of this? You know, the anxiety and the fear and everything that I was already feeling, I felt was enough punishment. I must have been standing there 30, 45 minutes. And he finally said I could move.
Okay, that's enough.
This is a picture of my sister and I with my puppy Buster that I had received on my birthday. When I got Buster, he was mine and nobody could take him from me, not even Robert. My mom gave him to me and he was mine, you know. But when Robert came home and found Buster, he was mad. He voices his anger and he wasn't going to do anything for him. It was me and my mom's job to take care of him. And we did. I was running all over the house looking for him.
Buster?
Like, where's Buster?
Buster?
I already had all these things in my mind. Like, did Robert do something to him? He didn't like him from the beginning, so what's stopping him from doing it? And Robert's just sitting on the couch. He just blatant, like he was so proud of himself, was like, if you really want to know what I did to Buster, I broke his neck and threw him in the garbage. And I just ran up to my room. I cried the whole night. I was so messed up at that time. I just didn't even know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to. I'm like, this is not good. And that was always in my head, always in my head. If somebody could kill a dog, they could definitely kill a person. And I didn't know if that was gonna be me. This was our baby Rocky. Right before he went and got Rocky is when he told me what he did to Buster. It was just like a couple months before that. And I thought, well, maybe he's trying to make it right. He was such a good dog, though. But just like everything else, Robert had to tear it away from us because he couldn't control him. I remember the day that he broke his 4x4 run. Robert ran over there and took him by his chain that he was dragging and flung him around like a helicopter in the air. It was terrifying to hear the noises coming out of Rocky and to see a human being doing that. And he had to shoot him 5 times because he just wouldn't die. I want to know why he ever kept getting dogs. You know you're just going to take them away from us. Why even do that? Why? Was that fulfilling your need of killing something? The day he did that, I wouldn't even look at Robert. I just kept staring at my mom, just like, are you going to open your mouth? why is this okay? Hello, lady. You know, do you see what's happening here? And I just kept looking at her like, and just no response, nothing. And I just think she was afraid if she would have said something. He controlled all of us. He did it because he wanted to, and he got a thrill from it. And after Rocky was killed, I definitely had the thought in my head that nobody's safe. He wore the belt to work every day. That seemed to be his go-to, you know? Well, you can always get the belt, you know? The one time I got the belt, that was the first time I didn't make it home before the streetlights came on. I was actually like 30 minutes late. I had marks for days, thick leather marks for days. And that was just for coming home late. He had no problem whooping me. And that's when the paddle, my cutting board, came into play. I was like so excited, so I made her a cutting board because I cut it out myself and I'd sanded it for weeks and put the finish on it. And I was so excited to give it to her. And I came home and handed it to her, and Robert grabbed it. And he said, you know, this would be perfect for a paddle. And like my heart dropped. I was so disappointed because I knew he was gonna do what he was saying, you know, and he went and cut the sides off. I was crying. I was also crying because I seen what he made with it. And I knew that was not gonna be anything nice. So it always became a choice between the paddle that he made out of my cutting board or his military belt, which was like thick leather. And I had already felt that, so I thought maybe the paddle would be better. I always chose the paddle. I don't know why, but I did. It was a big deal to me because then he took what I made and used it against me. And that's when he started the whoopings. It was a part of the grooming. I believe he was trying to see what he could do, what he could just push the limit far enough. My mom won't say anything. He could get away with it. And it was just always just a little bit more each time. He would ask me to rub his back. So, you know, I'd have to go around on the couch and rub his back, which was fine because my mom was right there and we were on the couch. But then it started escalating to he'd lay in the bed and he would just have a towel over his butt. We'd get up to get ready for school and he would just say, hey, I need my back massaged. And normally it would be after my mom already left for work. So she wouldn't really know until she got home and she's like, why aren't you at school? But even then, I don't think she questioned him. I don't understand why my mom thinks this is normal, you know, but nobody wanted to anger the bear. Nobody wanted to see what would happen if they said no. when I was sleeping. All of a sudden, I would just be woke up to him up my shirt or down my pants, and just the smell of beer. But he would come in there it was a lot. I would try to make myself, I started layering. I would wear like 4 tank tops and then a shirt. You know what I'm like, if he can't get through all the layers, he can't touch me, was my thinking then. But I'd also normally cry myself to sleep because I couldn't believe I was having to go through that. I finally was able to tell my mom about it. She said she talked to him, and it stopped for a minute. And I'm like, wow, thanks for talking to him, Mom. But then it started back up again. And there was one opportunity where I told her, well, he's doing it again. And she's like, what? And I said, what do you want me to do? Like, I would really like to just be a kid. And she's like, well, why don't we just pick up a lock? And we bought one of them slide chain locks. I couldn't wait to go to bed and lock the door because I was gonna sleep that night. You know, I was excited. I'm not gonna be bothered. I get to sleep. My mom did something. And I woke up immediately as soon as I heard that doorknob. He tried it, and he couldn't get in. And then I could hear him with my mom, like, what did you do? What did you do? I'm just laying there just thinking, like, is that the conversation we're having right now? I guess, you know. But I'm safe. He didn't get in here tonight. I believe at the time when my mom put the lock on the door, she was brave enough to finally tell him to get out. Was finally stepping up for herself. Sometimes I just wonder if she even had a clue what to do. One day, I just noticed like it was a big gash in her back. And then like a mark over it, and it was big, you know? And I'm like, what happened to your back? And she's like, oh, I fell into the bedside table. Even at that age, I was telling her there's no excuse for him to put his hands on you. You know, it's bad enough, like the mind control and everything, and now he's touching, putting his hands on you. No. I feel it goes back to the grooming, the predatory behavior, seeking out people that you can manipulate and control. And I think that most narcissists, they go for people. They see people, they notice people that they can influence and engage in and control. They pick up on that so easily, and I think he probably picked up on that. My mom was so small and petite compared to him, and I think he took advantage of that. He knew that he can control her. I would ask her, why can't we just leave? Because she was always afraid of him. So if you can't make him leave, why can't we leave? I know that there had to be brainwashing, and it was just fear. But then I did start thinking about what he might be doing to her.
The Intercontinental Heavyweight Boxing title is on the line tonight in Vegas.
We were sitting watching TV one day after school, and he was cleaning his guns like he normally did. My mom was cooking dinner, so she really was oblivious to anything that was happening. And he pulled the gun on me. He said, I could just shoot you right now. And what would you do?
Hey,
And I just kind of stared at him. I was stunned, and I didn't really know how to respond. I'm sure my face probably said it all, and I think that gave him the gratification he wanted. And he just started going back into cleaning it again, like nothing just happened. And that was the first time that it happened where he actually pointed the gun at me. We were at my cousin's house visiting. We were in Robert's parents' conversion van, and my mom had to run up to the corner store.
I'll be right back, okay?
And then he turns around and started arguing with me with something that I don't remember what we were arguing about, but he was like, I could just kill you. And just pulled his gun out from under the seat and just held it to my head. I always remember his expression. I always remember his face. He was very straight-faced and very serious. And I knew it, but I just didn't care anymore. And then I see my mom in the rearview mirror walking up, and I thought I'd probably be better off if he just pulled it. Then I wouldn't have to deal with it anymore. None of the bull, none of it. Not worrying about what's gonna happen to me, what he's gonna do, or, then maybe he'll get in trouble. I was like, just do it. Just do it. You'll have a lot to explain to my mom. Just pull it. He intended to shoot me that day. Something just happened and I was done. And I wasn't gonna let him do his dumb he had been doing to me for all them years, and I was gonna talk back and fight back. And he slid it back on the seat. And I think about that all the time. What if he would have did it? A cyclist charged in fatal I-270 crash. A Columbus man is charged with drunken driving after a passenger on his motorcycle died as a result of injuries he sustained in an accident. The driver of the motorcycle, Robert Cordell, 32, was driving at a high rate of speed and lost control of the motorcycle. Both men had been drinking at the time, and the investigation continues. This was an accident that my mom had actually been waiting to happen because he told her he had planned this. Their marriage was dissolving, so things started, taking different turns, meeting different people he wanted to bring around. Robert started having an affair with his friend's wife. He would brag to my mom that he was gonna take care of him, get him out of the picture, and did exactly like he told her. He was gonna get him as drunk as he could. He was gonna put him on the back of his bike, and he was gonna drive as fast as he could till he flew off. And that's exactly what he did. When we seen it on the news and in the paper, her jaw dropped when we seen it, and he actually did it. I don't know why she would ever think he wouldn't. I mean, he was pretty good with following through with threats. It was heartbreaking that his family did not know how evil Robert was and actually fought for him not to do jail time. They won. He did no jail time for this. I believe that he murdered his best friend. It's just the lowest of the low. I'm sure there was fear and despair. My mom just really couldn't handle it, and she was over it. And I think she needed that. She just was fed up, and she gained her footing. My mom finally had the courage to leave. I was happy that she was divorcing him, just making him go. And she made him go. We didn't leave. She made him go. At least when he wasn't there, I could breathe. I felt like I could breathe. I could fully expand my lungs and I could breathe. The day she went to court, I told her come pick me up from school early, and we went out and celebrated. But she was scared. She was so scared then. And I think she was afraid of him stalking, which he did. Robert kept calling over and over again and leaving messages on the answer machine that he was on his way over there to kill her. And he was gonna do to her like he did to his friend. And we all know how that turned out, is what he said. It was just constant. He was calling back to back to back to back and just kept leaving messages. I believe he was very capable of following through with every threat. Probably wouldn't have a second thought about killing me or my mom. Wouldn't even bother them. When he was gone, I would still feel the anxiousness. I think that I won't truly feel like calm in my heart until he's dead, until I know he's gone. Around 2002, we had just moved. My mom was in a new place, and we're settling, and the phone rings, and it's a lawyer. And she asked what it's referring to, and they said Robert Cordell. And I'm like, what? And I guess he was explaining to her what happened.
Prosecutors say Cordell shot and killed his neighbor, former Reading Mayor Frank Carnavelli, his ex-wife Rita Bushman, and Cordell's former sister-in-law, Kathy Cordell.
Yesterday afternoon, police say he had blood on his boots and eventually admitted killing his neighbors, and then told police his sister-in-law was also dead inside the home.
None of us were surprised. It blew our mind that he did that, but we weren't surprised. He's 100% a monster and a predator and a killer.
Victim's family was also in court to face the man they say turned on friends.
Just came over and killed my brother and his wife for no reason.
It just don't make sense why somebody would hurt somebody that did so much for him.
I learned that he strangled his sister-in-law. And I can't believe he was in the house with her for a day or two. and went next door and confronted the neighbor about wanting his vehicle back, and proceeded to shoot him 12 times. And when his ex-wife came to check out what happened, he shot her. It wasn't unexpected. We 100% thought we'd see something else sooner than this. I just think about his sister-in-law. He had to stare her in the eyes while he was doing this. That's very personal, to strangle somebody. Honestly, none of us would have been surprised if there was other victims. There's probably other victims. People that he took advantage of didn't have people, you know, the grooming mentality of trying to be around people that didn't have anybody protect them, look out for them. And I think about that a lot too, because I think, you know, anytime he came in my room, he could have just decided to get rid of me too. I knew too much, you know, I could get him in trouble. And then it just makes me think of the guns to my head, and he could have killed me 2 times then. He actually looks very small. He looks like he's defeated. And I like that. He needs to be defeated. He needs to be brought down to the level he belongs, which is under my feet. And that's the first time he looks like that. I believe he should have been given the death penalty, and I would have loved to seen that day. I don't think that taxpayers should pay for him to breathe and to eat and to live. He's a waste of space. I would actually like, when he dies, can they send me a video of him being pushed into the oven? I am so serious. That would be the best closure for a lot of people. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer in the summer of 2018. And even though she went through treatment and was doing well, it still took her life in 2020 during COVID. If my mom was here for this, I believe that she would be very supportive. And I think she'd probably be proud of me. It's kind of like the end of the chapter, closing the book. I wish she would have had the strength to leave earlier. I wish she would have known what to do. I think just at her age and in the life she lived, she really didn't know her options, and she didn't have anybody to talk to about that either. And she just picked what she thought was the best route for her. And as much as I paid for her being with him, she paid. I've closed my book on all the trauma. I've worked through the trauma. It's just made me the person I am today. I don't deal with anybody's bullshit. I'm always the one to stand up. If I wouldn't have lived the life I lived with him, I probably would have been a different person. My experiences have made me who I am today. I'm not gonna thank him for that. He should die for that. But I am the person I am. Everything has built me up to this.
What would you say to Robert if you were sitting in the same room with him today?
I I would say if I seen Robert today, you didn't get me. I won. I'm still here. I'm walking this earth. I'm breathing this air free. And I'm not only free to do it, I'm free from you to do it. And I'm good, and I made a life. And I didn't let anything you do take that from me. Anything you did, I still did everything. Just made me do it better. I could have went down his path and ended up crazy and let everything that affected me drive me crazy and do crazy things. But it's my mind. So I chose that I was gonna heal from it. And I wasn't gonna let it break me like it did when I was that age. I've done pretty good.
I make a comment, he angers like that. The next thing I know, he's got his hands around me, choking me.